Hello there, my sleepy nights. And tonight, we head back into Raccoon City. And if you enjoy this broadcast, please give us a like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You can support this channel on our Patreon. Over there you get access to our Spotify playlist and early access to all these stories without the ambience at the end. But for now, let's get cozy and head back to Raccoon City.
You're listening to RCN 94.7 FM, the voice of Raccoon City, broadcasting from our studios on Ennerdale Street.
The time is 2 a.m.
Good morning, Raccoon City. If you're still alive to hear this, then we have something in common. My name's Marcus Webb, and somehow, against all odds, I'm still breathing, still broadcasting, still here. It's been around 12 hours since I signed off. 6 hours since they tried to break through my door. It's been around 12 hours since I signed off. 12 hours since they broke through the door. 12 hours since my producer Kelly passed right outside this booth. I'll hear her screams for the rest of my life. However long that turns out to be. For those wondering how I'm still alive, and believe me, I've been asking myself the same question. Here's what happened. They broke through the studio door, and I did the only thing I could think of. I went up. There's a ventilation shaft above the broadcast booth that leads to the roof. Maintenance access. Well, I've walked past it 1,000 times and never really paid attention to it. It saved my life. I spent 2 hours on that roof. At least 2 hours in the cold, watching the city burn below. Fires everywhere. Downtown is completely engulfed. You can see the smoke for miles away. Financial district, the shopping center, residential areas, all burning. And the sounds, God, the sounds. Screaming, gunfire, helicopters, and that groaning, thousands of them. Just this constant low moan rising up from every street. There are military helicopters, Black Hawks, flying above us. I've seen at least, I don't know, 30 in the last hour circling the perimeter. They're not evacuating anyone. They're not dropping supplies. They're just watching. making sure nothing gets out. At dawn, I heard loudspeakers. Military loudspeakers positioned around the city's edge, playing the same message on a loop. Let me play this for you.
Attention, Raccoon City residents. A quarantine perimeter has been established. Any attempts to breach this perimeter will be met with lethal force. Martial law is in effect. Remain in your homes. Final sterilization protocols will be initiated in approximately 48 hours. This is not a drill. Remain in your homes.
Sterilization protocols. They keep saying that. I don't know exactly what it means, but I can guess. They're going to destroy this city. Completely. Maybe bombs, maybe fire, maybe something worse. Thousands of people live here. The government has decided we're all acceptable losses. Anyway, after hours on the roof, I managed to get back inside through a different entrance. It was a second floor window that opens onto the fire escape. And the things that killed my producer Kelly are still in the building, and I can hear them wandering the hallways. They haven't figured out the booth yet. I've barricaded every entrance, pushed the equipment racks against the doors, stacked the boxes, used every piece of furniture I could move. This booth is maybe 12 feet by 12 feet, and now it's my entire world. I don't even know if anyone's really listening. I've got supplies, emergency kit we keep for natural disasters. Tornadoes, floods, that sort of thing. Never thought I'd be using it for the end of the world. 3 gallons of water, maybe 2 days worth if I ration carefully. Canned food, energy bars, first aid kit, a .34 revolver that I think belonged to our station manager, Dale. 6 bullets. I found it in his desk drawer when I came back inside. Dale's gone now. I saw him in the hallway. He was, he was one of them. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with 6 bullets. I suppose it comes down to it, I only need 1. But I'm not there yet. I'm not ready to give up. Not while I can still broadcast. Not while there might be someone out there listening who needs to know they're not alone. I'm running on generator power. We've got maybe 12 hours of fuel left, probably less. And after that, we'll go dark. No power, no broadcast, no voice, just silence. So, I'm going to use every minute I have left. I'm going to keep these phone lines open. I'm going to tell the truth about what happened here. About what the Umbrella Corporation did. About how our own government sealed us in to die. The phone lines are still working. Local only, they've cut our external connections. But people are calling. People who are trapped, hiding, dying. People who need to talk to someone in their final hours. People who want their stories told before it's too late. The weather, for anyone who cares, is overcast and warm. The fog from the mountains is still heavy over the city. You can barely see 100 feet. Perfect conditions for the dead to hunt the living, I suppose. My name is Marcus Webb. This is RCN 94.7 FM, and we're still on the air. Our lines are open. If you're out there, if you're listening, call me. Tell your story. First caller, you're on the air.
Hello? Can you hear me properly?
Yes, I can, loud and clear. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Dr. Klaus Eisenberg. I am a virologist. I worked for Umbrella Pharmaceutical Corporation for 17 years. And, well, I am calling because, I need to confess to what I have done.
You worked for Umbrella?
Yes, that's right. Until very recently. And Marcus, I know what caused this outbreak. I know where it came from. Because, well, I helped create it.
Wait, you're saying you helped create whatever's turning people into these things?
Yes. I was part of the research team. Not the lead scientists, you understand? But I was there. I contributed. I knew what we were doing, and I did it anyway.
What exactly were you doing?
We were developing a biological weapon. A virus that could reanimate dead tissue. The goal, you see, was to create soldiers that felt no pain, no fear, no hesitation. Perfect weapons. The company called it the Tyrant virus. The T-virus.
Hold on. Umbrella deliberately created this? This wasn't an accident?
No accident. This was engineered, designed. Every aspect was carefully calibrated. How it spreads, how quickly it kills, how the subjects behave after reanimation. All intentional.
Jesus Christ. Jesus. Why would anyone create something like this?
Money, power, military contracts worth billions. Umbrella positioned itself as a pharmaceutical company, but its real business has always been bioweapons. We supplied governments, militaries, intelligence agencies. The T-virus was supposed to be our masterpiece.
Where were you developing this? Where was this research happening?
The primary facility was the Spencer Mansion in the Arklay Mountains. You may have heard of the incident there in July, I think, when your city's special tactics team investigated. What the public was told about, that was a lie. It was not a training accident. The mansion was overrun by test subjects, humans and animals infected with various iterations of the virus.
Stars team, they try to tell people about this. They said they found biological experiments.
And they were dismissed, ridiculed. Your mayor and your police chief, both paid by Umbrella, they made certain those brave people were silenced, made to look like traumatized officers creating fantasies, when in truth, they were the only ones willing to speak honestly about what they witnessed.
Okay, but the mansion was destroyed in July. That was months ago. How did the virus get into the city?
That is more complicated. After the mansion was lost, Umbrella had a secondary research facility underground, beneath the city itself, accessed through the sewer system. Dr. William Birkin ran the operation. He was developing something called the G virus, but the facility also stored samples of the T virus.
There's a lab under Raccoon City?
Yes. And Birkin was brilliant, but careless. Samples were not properly disposed of. Contaminated materials were flushed into the city sewers instead of being incinerated. For months, Marcus. Months of contaminated waste entering your sewer system.
The rats? People were complaining about rats in the sewers for weeks.
The rats were feeding on contaminated material. They became carriers. Infected vectors spreading through every tunnel, every pipe, every drainage system in Raccoon City. Eventually they made their way into basements, into homes, into the water supply. By the time your first human infections appeared.
Wait. When did the first infections happen? Because this outbreak started Saturday night, right? That's when my show went crazy with calls.
The first confirmed cases appeared over a week ago, September 20th.
What?
A homeless man near the industrial district. 2 workers at the water treatment plant. A family whose basement flooded. All bitten by rats. All developed symptoms within 24 hours. All died and reanimated. But these cases were quietly disappeared by Umbrella's security forces.
They covered it up for a week?
Umbrella is a corporation, Marcus. Its first concern is protecting itself. An outbreak of this magnitude would destroy the company. Billions in lawsuits and criminal charges. So they tried to contain it quietly. Sent in private security teams. Eliminated infected individuals. Silenced families with money or threats.
But it spread anyway.
Of course it spread. The virus spreads exponentially. 1 infected becomes 2. 2 become 4. 4 become 8. Within days, there were hundreds of infected individuals scattered across the city. Within a week, thousands. By Saturday night, when it became impossible to hide Umbrella, they had already lost control completely.
And now, the military has sealed us in. They're not evacuating anyone.
Yes. Umbrella has contracts with the Defense Department, classified agreements. So when the company informed military leadership that the bioweapon had been released in an American city, the response was immediate. Quarantine, containment, and if those fail, which they have, complete destruction of the infected area.
Sterilization protocols. What does that actually mean?
I do not know the exact details. I am just a scientist, not a military strategist. But I have heard the term used before in contingency planning. Umbrella has protocols for containment breaches, complete eradication of the contaminated zone, fire, explosives, perhaps worse. Everything burned to prevent the virus from spreading beyond the quarantine perimeter.
When?
The loudspeakers. The loudspeakers said 48 hours. Yes? If the situation deteriorates further, if the infected break through the perimeter, the timeline could accelerate. They will not risk the virus escaping into the broader population.
There are 100,000 people in this city.
I know. And I am one of the people who killed them. My research, my work, my complicity in Umbrella's crimes. I have murdered 100,000 people.
Dr. Eisenberg, why are you telling me this? Why confess now?
Because someone must know the truth. Because I cannot die with this guilt unspoken. Because maybe if I tell you everything, someone outside this city will eventually hear, and Umbrella can be held accountable.
What do you mean, someone outside the city?
Your broadcast. It's local only, yes? Your external lines are cut. But radio waves travel, Marcus. Perhaps someone is listening on the edge of the quarantine zone. Perhaps someone is recording your transmissions. Perhaps the truth survives, even if we do not.
Okay, then tell me everything. Where's the evidence? How do we prove what Umbrella did?
There is a facility beneath Raccoon General Hospital. I mentioned the underground lab. It extends beneath several buildings. The hospital has access through the basement level. The morgue specifically. Now, there is a hidden elevator behind the north wall.
How hidden are we talking? I can't exactly go exploring right now.
The wall appears solid, but there is a concealed panel. You would need to know where to look. But inside that facility, there are computers, research terminals, complete records of the T-virus development, personnel files, emails between Umbrella executives and government officials. Everything.
Is it password protected?
Yes.
But what?
But the system was already compromised before the outbreak. Some of the STAR survivors, they had contacts people who were trying to investigate Umbrella. The security was breached months ago. The password is already known to certain parties outside the company.
So, if someone gets to those computers...
They would have access to everything. Decades of research. Proof of illegal experimentation. Human trials. The whole conspiracy.
What about you? Where are you right now?
My home. I live on Redwood Lane in the northern suburbs. A nice house. I think 3 bedrooms. My wife and I raised 2 daughters here. The American dream, yes.
Where's your wife?
She's dead. Killed last night by our neighbor. She was always compassionate, always helping others. The neighbor, he came to our door asking for help. She opened it. He attacked her. I watched her die.
God, I'm sorry.
I locked her body in the bedroom. I knew what would happen. I could not bear to see her transform. But several hours later, I heard her moving in there, scratching at the door, making those sounds. That is not my wife anymore, Marcus. That thing making those noises is not my Elizabeth.
What was that?
The infected have broken into my home. I can hear them in the hallway. I knew they would come eventually. I have been waiting.
Can you get out? Is there a back exit?
I am 73 years old, with arthritis in both knees. Where would I run? And more importantly, why should I? I had created this nightmare. 100,000 people will die because of my work. Why should I survive when they do not?
Everyone deserves a chance.
No, not everyone. I made choices, Marcus. I accepted money to develop weapons. I told myself it was for national defense, for scientific advancement. But I knew. Deep down, I always knew we were creating something evil. And I did it anyway. They are breaking through now. I should finish what I came to say. My daughters are in Berlin, studying at university. They are safe. I spoke to them this morning before the international lines were cut. I told them I loved them. I did not tell them what I had done.
Dr. Eisenberg.
Marcus, please. Tell anyone who listens to look for the facility beneath the hospital. Tell them to search the computers. Tell them Umbrella cannot be allowed to survive this. The company must be destroyed, its executives prosecuted, its research banned forever. Promise me.
I promise. I'll tell them.
Thank you. You are doing important work, staying on the air, giving people a voice in their final hours. That matters. I am ready. Elisabeth. I am coming, mein Schatz.
Klaus Eisenberg. 17 years with Umbrella Corporation. Helped create the virus that destroyed our city. And maybe the bravest man I've spoken to. He owned what he did. Didn't make excuses, just told the truth and accepted the consequences. The facility beneath Raccoon General Hospital had an elevator in the basement morgue. If anyone survives to hear this, that's where you'll find the evidence. That's where you'll find proof of what Umbrella did. Next caller, you're on the air.
Yeah. Marcus? Are you there?
I'm here. Who's this?
My name's Ben. I'm a reporter with the Raccoon Times. I've been trying to get through for an hour. Your lines are jammed.
Ben, yeah, I know your byline. You write the investigative pieces? Where are you calling from?
Newspaper office on Worth Street. 3rd floor. I'm locked in the archives room. There's maybe a dozen of those things wandering the building. They got most of the weekend staff last night. I've been hiding in here since around 2 a.m.
You're at the Times building? That's downtown. That whole area's on fire.
Yeah, I know. I can see the smoke from my window. But, look, I'm not calling about that. I'm calling because I've been listening to your show, and that German scientist you just called, everything he said about Umbrella, I can back it up.
You've been investigating Umbrella?
For 8 months. Ever since those STARS cops came back from the Spencer mansion with their story about biological weapons. While every other journalist in this city was calling them crazy, I actually listened.
You believed them?
Of course I believed them. These weren't some crackpots. These were trained officers. Spotless records. I interviewed Jill Valentine, Chris Redfield, Barry Burton. I saw the photographs they took inside this mansion. Blurry, and you could see things, creatures, failed experiments, something that looked like a dog, but wrong, skinless.
Wait, you saw photographs? I never heard about photographs.
Yeah, because they were never published. I tried, Marcus. I wrote a massive investigative journalist piece. Like 15,000 words. Interviewed every STARS survivor who would talk to me, cross-referenced everything, found connections between Umbrella and city government going back decades. It should have been front page.
And what happened?
My editor, he killed the story. You know, he said it was unsubstantiated conspiracy theories. Said we couldn't risk damaging our relationship with the city's largest employer. Umbrella advertises with us every week. We're taking hundreds of thousands in ad revenue. Apparently that's more important than the truth.
So, what did you do?
What do you think? I kept investigating, just like in my own time. Started digging into Umbrella's connections with city officials, and Marcus, what I found... Oh, hold on. Hold on a sec. Okay, false alarm. It was just something in the hallway. Where was I?
You were saying you found connections between Umbrella and city officials.
Right. Yeah. Right. And it's worse than I thought. See, this entire city government is compromised. I've got documentation, bank records, photographs, emails, all the evidence anyone would need to prosecute half the city leadership.
What kind of evidence?
Start with, Mayor Warren. Yeah, I've got records showing he's received over $300K in campaign contributions from Umbrella over the last 6 years. That's the legal money. But I also tracked offshore accounts. Monthly deposits of $5K going back 4 years. That's $240K in unreported income.
Hold on. How did you get access to offshore bank accounts? That's not exactly public information.
Marcus, I have sources, man. People inside the financial system who were concerned about what they were seeing. I can't name them, but the documents are legitimate.
Okay, what else?
Chief Irons, the police chief, even worse. I've tracked over $500,000 from Umbrella to Irons over the last 8 years. Some of it disguised as consulting fees for security services that were never actually provided. Some of it just straight cash.
And can you prove that?
I've got photographs. Irons meeting with Umbrella executives. One showing him accepting a briefcase in a parking garage. I was on a roof across the street with a telephoto lens. 4 days later, he shut down an investigation into Umbrella's waste disposal practices.
That's the sewer investigation. I remember hearing about that. Officers were tracking illegal dumping.
Exactly. They were following the source of the contamination, getting close to discovering Umbrella's underground lab. Irons killed the investigation. Reassigned the officers, buried all the evidence, and now we know why. He was being paid to protect Umbrella's operations. Oh man. I think they're getting closer, Marcus. I can hear them on this floor now.
How many are there?
I don't know, maybe 6, 8. It's hard to tell. They don't move like people anymore. They just kind of shuffle and wander, but when they hear noise, they get focused, aggressive.
Try and keep your voice down, Ben. Don't attract their attention.
Yeah, right. Anyway, it's not just Warren and Irons. I've got a whole list of compromised officials. Building inspectors who approved Umbrella's facilities despite code violations. Environmental officers who signed off on chemical disposal permits. City councilmen who fast-tracked zoning charges. All of them taking money. All of them.
How many are we talking about?
At least, 15 city officials. Probably more that I haven't found yet. Umbrella was, systematic about it. They identified everyone with regulatory authority over their operations and either bribed them or found ways to remove them from their positions.
What about star survivors? What happened to them after they tried to go public?
Oh, they were destroyed. Professionally ruined. Jill Valentine was placed on administrative leave, then forced to resign. Chris Redfield was transferred to a meaningless desk job until he quit. Barry Burton was threatened with investigation into his department budget and completely fabricated accusations.
So you're saying they were silenced?
Exactly, yeah. And it worked. By the time Umbrella was done with them, these decorated officers looked like unstable conspiracy theorists. Local news ran stories questioning their mental health. My own newspaper published editorials about PTSD-induced paranoia. Umbrella's PR machine was incredibly effective. Shit. Oh, shit. Shit. They're at the archive room door. Shit.
Are you locked in?
Yeah, the door's locked, but I've got filing cabinets pushed against it, but if they really start pushing...
Don't think about it. Focus on me. Focus on my voice. Tell me about your evidence. Where is it?
Right here with me. 8 boxes of documents, bank records, photographs, emails, witness statements, everything organized chronologically. This is my life's work, Marcus. 8 months of investigation, proof of everything. Everything Umbrella did.
And what were you planning on doing with it?
I was gonna go federal. FBI, Justice Department, congressional oversight committees. I had contacts in Washington who couldn't be bought off. I was supposed to make the trip next week, and now I'm trapped in a newspaper archive with the most important story of my career, and this city's about to be destroyed. All this evidence, all this work, and it's worthless.
Listen to me, Ben. It's not worthless. Can you protect those documents somehow?
Let me think. There's an archive vault in this room, fireproof safe, where we keep historical documents. I could seal the boxes in there if the building survives the sterilization. If anyone ever excavates this city, they might find it.
Okay, do it. Do it right now.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna open the vault now. It's a big safe. It should fit all 8 boxes. First box going in. Second box going in. Marcus, if anyone survives this, if anyone's listening who makes it out, they need to look for this vault.
Where exactly?
Raccoon Times building, Worth Street, 3rd floor. Archives room on the north side. The vault's a big gray safe. They can't miss it. The combination is 1834-7.
1834-7. Got it. Everything's in those boxes?
Everything. Box 1 is Mayor Warren, campaign contributions, offshore accounts, meeting records. Box 2 is Chief Irons, bribery evidence, photographs, financial transfers. Box 3 is other city officials. Box 4 is stars, testimony and photographs from the mansion. Box 5 is Umbrella corporate documents, internal memos, research records I managed to obtain. Box 6 is environmental violations, illegal dumping, contamination reports. Box 7 is witness statements from people who saw early infections and were silenced. Box 8 is my own notes and analysis, timeline of events, connections between players, the full conspiracy.
How much of this is going to survive a nuclear strike?
The vault's, I think the vault's rated for fire and impact. It's designed to protect historical documents from disasters. If the building doesn't completely collapse, if there's any structure left standing, the vault should survive. It's the best chance I've got. Oh God, they're really hitting the door now. I don't know how long these filing cabinets will last.
It's okay, just keep going. Get those boxes secured.
Okay, 6 box. 7th and 8th. Okay, that's all of them. All 8 boxes in the vault. I'm gonna seal it now. Okay, done. It's sealed. 1834-7, 3rd floor, north side. Someone needs to find this. Someone needs to read what I wrote and expose what Umbrella did.
They will. I promise you, Ben. Someone will find it.
I wanted to win a Pulitzer, you know? Win a Pulitzer Prize, that was my dream. Write the big investigative piece that changes everything. Instead, I'm gonna die right here in the newspaper archive. My greatest work is in a locked safe.
You did your job. You documented the truth. That's what matters.
They're breaking through. The filing cabinets are moving. I've got maybe a minute, maybe two. Is there anywhere else you can go, Ben? There's a storage closet in the back of the room. It's small, I could barricade myself in there. Buy some more time, but Marcus, what's the point? The city's on fire. The military's gonna sterilize everything in 2 days. I'm dead either way.
No, you don't know that, Ben.
Marcus, don't, please. We both know how this ends. I made my peace with it. I made my peace with it. There they go, Marcus. We're almost here. Thank you for staying on the air. Thank you for giving people like me a voice.
Ben, get to the closet. Buy yourself time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That was Ben, investigative journalist. He documented the truth. He exposed the conspiracy, and he died protecting his evidence. If anyone survives to hear this, you know where to look. That's where the proof is. Oh man, I think I just need a minute, just before we get the next caller online. Oh man. Okay. Next caller, you're on air.
Marcus? Hello? Marcus, this is David. I'm a third grade teacher at Raccoon Elementary School. And, I need to tell you something. I was bitten about 40 minutes ago.
David, where are you right now?
My apartment, Grayson Street, 2nd floor, Unit 2D. I managed to get home after it happened. Locked all the doors, barricaded them. I'm alone. Safe for now. But Marcus, I can already feel it. The infection, it's spreading through me.
Okay, just talk to me. What happened? How did you get bitten?
I was trying to help someone. There's a small, grocery store 2 blocks from here. The corner market. Mr. Kim runs it. I hadn't eaten since yesterday morning and I was so hungry. I thought if I was careful, if I moved fast, I could get some food and make it back safely.
What happened at the store?
Well, it was empty. Or I thought it was. The shelves were mostly bare. People had looted everything. But, I found some canned goods in the back. A couple bottles of water. I was filling my bag when I heard something in the storage room.
One of the infected?
I didn't know it at the time. I just heard this sound. Kind of a low moan. I thought maybe it was Mr. Kim, maybe he was hurt, so I called out. Asked if anyone needed help. I'm a teacher, Marcus. My instinct is to help. I should have run.
You were trying to do the right thing.
Yes. The right thing got me killed. I pushed open the storage room door and it was Mr. Ken. Or what used to be Mr. Kim. His face was grey, eyes clouded over. Blood all down his shirt, and he just lunged at me. No hesitation, no recognition, just pure aggression.
Where did he bite you?
The left forearm, I believe. Caught me when I tried to dodge. His teeth went through my jacket, into my skin. The pain was... God, it was incredible. Like being branded with hot iron. I managed to shove him back and hit him with a can or something. And I ran and made it back here and locked myself in.
How bad is the wound?
Deep. I would say really deep. I can see the individual tooth marks. It's not bleeding much anymore, but the area around the bite is turning dark. Grey, and I can feel it spreading like cold creeping up my arm toward my shoulder.
Have you tried cleaning it, bandaging it?
I poured half a bottle of alcohol on it. Hurt like hell. I rubbed it in a gauze, but Marcus, I was listening to your show last night, and I heard what people were saying. This isn't something you can treat with first aid. There's no cure. Once you're bitten, you're infected. Once you're infected, you die. And once you die...
Yeah, I know.
I've accepted it. I know what's going to happen. I just wanted to talk to someone while I'm still me. While I still can.
And let's talk. Tell me about yourself. What were you doing before all this?
Teaching 3rd grade. 28 students in my class. They were great kids, funny, smart, curious. I've been teaching for 11 years. It's all I ever wanted to do. My parents thought I was crazy. They wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer or something that pays better, but I love teaching.
Do you have family?
Yes, my parents are back in England. I talked to them yesterday morning. Told them I was fine, not to worry. I lied. I was terrified, but I didn't want them to panic. I was supposed to get married next month, October 17th. Her name is Amy. She's a software engineer in Pittsburgh. We were doing long distance, seeing each other on the weekends. The wedding was supposed to be back in England, near my parents. It was a small ceremony, just family and close friends.
Where is Amy now?
She's in Pittsburgh, safe. I called her yesterday to a conference call with my parents. Told them all I was fine. I told them that the government would evacuate us. Amy wanted to drive here to try to get me out. I made her promise not to. The quarantine was already in place and she would have been shot trying to reach me.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't imagine what she's going through.
Knowing I'm here, knowing what's happening and being completely powerless to help. That's worse than dying, I think. Being the one who survives. The fever's getting worse. My temperature must be through the roof. Now everything feels distant, like I'm experiencing the world through fog, and I'm having thoughts that aren't mine.
What kind of thoughts?
Aggressive thoughts. Violent thoughts. I keep looking at my door and thinking about what's outside. People, living people, and part of my brain, part that's growing louder, wants to hurt them. It's not me thinking these things, Marcus. It's the virus. It's changing how I think.
Fight it. Stay with me. Keep talking.
I'm trying, but it's hard. The fever's so high and my head feels like it's splitting, and there's this hunger I've never felt before. Not for food, for something else. Something living. I keep thinking about my students. I keep wondering how many are alive. I wonder if their parents got to them safely. Or if they're all dead, or worse, infected. Third graders, 8 and 9 years old, turned into these things. It's terrible.
Don't think about that. Think about the good times. Think about teaching them.
We were reading Charlotte's Web. Every day after lunch class, we'd read aloud. We were on chapter 12. Charlotte just spelled terrific in her web. The kids were so excited. They kept asking me what word she'd spell next. We'll never finish the book now.
David? Are you still with me? Talk to me.
The wound, it's turning black. I can see the black veins spreading from my shoulder down my chest, up my neck, my heart's racing too fast. Way too fast. I think it's going to stop soon.
Is there anything I can do? Anyone I can call?
Tell Amy sorry about the wedding. To move on. To find someone else. Tell her.
I will. I promise.
And Marcus, I need you to do something else.
Anything. Tell me, David.
When I become one of those things, I won't be me anymore. I'll be violent, dangerous. My apartment's barricaded, but the locks aren't strong. If someone comes into this building, if someone searches for survivors, I could hurt them, kill them.
What are you asking me, David?
Tell people to avoid this building, Grayson Street apartment, 2nd floor, unit 2D. There's an infected man inside. Don't open the door. Don't try to help. Just stay away. Stay away.
David, listen to me.
Promise me. Promise me you'll warn people.
I promise I'll warn them.
Thank you. Thank you for talking to me. For letting me be human one last time.
You're a good person, David. You're a good person.
It's happening now. I can feel my heart slowing. Everything is going dark.
That was David. 3rd grade teacher. He was a good person. Unit 2D, Grayson Street Apartments, don't open the door. Even at the end, even knowing what he'd become, he was trying to protect others. I can't, Oh man, I can't do this anymore. I keep having the same conversations, knowing exactly how they're gonna end. Three people, 3 calls, all of them gone. And for what? So I could broadcast their stories? So I could tell the truth? What good does the truth do when everyone's dead? I'm sorry, I shouldn't... You don't need to hear me fall apart, but I'm tired. I haven't slept. I've barely eaten. I'm running on adrenaline and terror and the desperate hope that maybe somehow this matters. That staying on air means something. My generator's making some strange noises. The helicopters are still circling above, still watching, making sure nothing escapes. I'm pretty sure they're listening into this. You know what? The Umbrella Company will get away with this. They'll spin it as some terrible accident. Industrial disaster, government will classify the details, survivors will get paid to stay quiet. In 5 years, 10 years, Umbrella will still exist. Still making drugs, still conducting research, still killing people for profit. Unless someone finds the evidence. Unless someone reads what Ben wrote, unless someone accesses those computers beneath the hospital. Unless the truth survives, even if we don't. If If anyone's listening outside the quarantine zone, anyone, you know where to look. Don't let them away with this, please. I think they're getting closer to my door. I can hear them out there. More of them than before. I don't know how long I'm gonna last in here. I've still got these 6 bullets, but I'm not ready to give up yet. This is Marcus Webb. I'm a radio DJ from Raccoon City. I play jazz and I talk to people in the middle of the night. That's all I am. You know what? Here's some music out there for whoever's still out there. This is Marcus Webb, signing off. Kelly, if you can hear me somewhere, I'm sorry. So sorry I couldn't save you. Good night.